welcome back to the SpiffyNeedleGeeks playing Digimon World Dusk. Things have gone foobar here in the Union of Dark Moon City, folks, as all of the resident Digimon have turned into Digitama, or Digi-Eggs, depending on if you're a dubber or a subber.
Okay.
I guess, for the sake of what they're called in this game, they're Digi-Eggs, so... Yeah. Regardless, everyone in here seems to be no worse for wear, though. Mostly because, I guess, it explains that the firewalls and these buildings are apparently so well guarded that not even the virus can affect them.
Kind of makes you wonder. It's like, okay, if you got the firewalls in the stores, why aren't these firewalls, everywhere?
You'd think. I guess, I don't know. I guess if there's server limits, I'm not even sure. Because, we have Nemon. Hi, Nemon. But yeah, because we even go in here, and we see everyone in here are still champion, and the guys that work in the back, they're all still their ultimate or Omega forms. So yeah.
No one will ever know that this area right here is a safe spot.
Yeah.
Quick, everybody, barricade in this one little building.
It's firewalls I call plot contrivance.
See, I just imagine now there are Digimon that just want to live in those buildings and never want to leave after that. Also, Chaos Gallimon seems no worse for wear either.
So the virus can infect humans too?
It's knocking them out, is what it looks like it's doing. Because remember, technically in the digital world, humans are still, are a digital form. So, whatever.
I guess that's true, because that's where it's like, wait a minute. It's like, how does that work?
Well, anyway, this is our first boss fight. It's question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Did I use too many question marks? I'm not even sure.
This is some this is some Geiga shit right here.
I thought we established this is the Alolan Gastly.
It's like, I don't know. It's like, now that you got a fully rendered head and everything, I mean, this is this is some Geiga shit now.
It is kind of creepy. You're right about that.
Quick, everybody pray.
Let's see. I got my physical attacker. I got my special attacker, and I got my I don't know. I forget what is Solarmon good at. I'm not even. I think. Well, then again, there really is no. I should actually clarify. There really is no special physical whatever in this game. There's all one attack. How the stats work in this game, there's an attack stat which bases damage on how much damage you do based on that stat. You have a defense stat, which obviously determines how much damage you take. You have the HP stat and the MP stat, which determines how much HP and MP you have. Obviously, you have a speed stat, which determines how soon you can go on that little timeline up there. The only stat that's really unique is the Spirit stat. Spirit stat, unlike Yokai Watch, which is ironically called the same thing, the Spirit stat in this game actually determines how well you can handle inflictions, and how well you can also deal them as well. If you have a high Spirit stat, you're more likely to deal inflictions while also being able to resist them.
Okay.
In which case, this boss is also the big reason why I said to try to avoid making sure that your main rookie, which in this case is Lunamon, if you're playing Don Coronamon, does not get knocked out during the tournament, because if they do, then they'll be ignoring half your orders during that fight, and then that fight just becomes tedious otherwise.
Huh.
Because since technically Lunamon was not infected by the virus, considering that it was already a rookie when it happened, it's now become the strongest member of your team. Whereas the other two members, which in this case is Galmon and Solarmon, have become significantly weakened.
Okay.
They are noticeably weaker than Lunamon. But now we gotta run system checks, all these preteen teenagers. I'm not even sure how old all these kids are.
So, after witnessing this massive attack and everything, and they're bitching and moaning about having to, check to make sure that everything's okay?
Like I said, they're kids. They're we're gonna learn more about those three here in a bit.
I know, but it's kids or not. I mean, it's if you're really going to fall on the whole, all their kids, they're not going to take that kind of responsibility, then what the fuck are you doing in the digital world?
Good question.
I mean, I know the digital world is supposed to be built on, like, children's dreams and everything. I mean, at least that's how it is in the anime. So I get why kids are involved in everything, but it's like, you know, considering the shit that you do in the digital world, it's like, you know, you gotta take this shit seriously. I mean, it's like if you're gonna bitch and moan about, you know, oh no, I was like, oh, I don't want to keep the digital world in check, then why the fuck are you here?
Yeah. Well, speaking of taking shit seriously, so not only did, you know, everyone get turned in, you know, all the Digimon except for Chaos Galamon there, get turned into eggs, which rehatched back into in-training Digimon. A lot more damage has been done aside from that. The bridge that connects the two cities, Dark Moon City and Sunshine City, has been completely destroyed. The two factions are completely separated from each other. And they have no means of communicating right now. But yeah, so what's currently going on is Chief Julia is asking myself, Newton, and Blue Hair on the left there, I completely forget her name, to go out and scout around to see what's going on. Whereas Paunch, Guts, and Barone here, you know, they want to do that too, but they're like, no, we need you guys here to do the system checks. What was her name on the left? I completely forgot. These other characters are completely inconsequential, to be honest. Like, they show a bit of prominence here in the beginning, but after that, you know, the only one we're really going to be talking with is Julia, and that's going to be about it.
Kind of reminds me of, like, what was it, Pokemon X and Y or something, I think, where it's like, you know, you have, like, your group of friends that you keep running into and everything, but it's like, in the long run, they're so inconsequential that it's like, I can't even recall their names. Yeah.
But before we do anything else, first let's head to the shop. So something that we actually received for winning the tournament, the normal tournament, was actually a farm card. With this farm card, we can actually we now have access to a free farm island, which, you know, Digimon, you know, the predecessor to Tamagotchi is, well, not predecessor. The what's the word I'm looking for here? Or was it predecessor?
Progenitor.
Progenitor? Is that the word? I never heard that word before. Whatever. Anyway, yeah, so farm islands. Just like how in Digimon World DS, you can, any Digimon you're not currently using in your main party, you can leave in the farms for them to gain experience or to be taken care of there. Because otherwise they're shoved into a Digibank where they can't do anything at all.
So it's pretty much the same farm as in Digimon World, like in the last game.
There are some differences, but our first farm island, as per Ryan and Russell's request, is Gula Gula Island.
I don't get it.
Yes, it's the digital partner for ghouls. In the Gula Gula Island.
Wait, didn't you say it was some kind of island based off a yellow frog or whatever?
Yeah, no, I was playing off how you keep pronouncing the name, no.
How's it pronounced?
Yeah. It's a Gullah Gullah Island.
Oh, well, I don't...
Yeah, I know you don't care or whatever, but because of that, I was like, yeah, screw it, I'll play along this time. It's a Gula Gula Island, blah, blah, blah.
I do not say blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. For those who don't know, it's like one of the earliest Nickelodeon TV shows from the 90s.
In which case, so you may have noticed caught a quick glimpse of the island there. Currently, it's absolutely barren. So now, in Digimon World DS, how the farms worked was that when you got your farm, you can pick what kind of farm it would be, and depending on what kind of farm it would be, depending on its habitat, that would influence, you know, what Digimon gained benefited the most from living in that island. Here it works a little differently. As you can see, it's plain. That's because, you know, when we can afford it, we can actually buy different terrains to set onto the island. And they're not set, you know, to that terrain. You can buy multiple terrains per island and keep switching them around, you know, depending on what Digimon happen to be living there. The islands definitely are a bit more intricate than they were last game. I'll get to more detail about them as we actually, you know, play along with them a little more. Right now, Ponch and his crew are, you know, completely ignoring orders and are going out to the world, you know, to do their own shit anyway. So we should go rescue them. Or not, I don't feel like doing that yet. Because at the beginning of the game, three areas are now available to us. There's Sunken Tunnel, which is actually where Chief Julia wants us to go. There's Chip Forest, and then there's Thriller Ruins, the place that we were at in the beginning. We also can come back to the Digi Coliseum, and there are a few things that we can actually do here first. Like, for example, we could talk to Valkyriemon here and enter some passwords. There are 4 passwords per game, and this first password gives you the scan data for .Falcomon. The next bit of scan data gives you this, the next password gives you the scan data for .Mirage Galgamon, a Mega level Digimon. So yeah, if you know the password, you can effectively give yourself a Mega immediately right off the bat.
Thank you, interwebs.
That password gives you the scan data for Sukamon, the shit Digimon. And this last password breaks the game. This is the password for legendary items. The legendary sword, robe, and ring. These are literally the best equipment in the game.
And you got it within the second part of the Let's Play.
Yep. And here's the thing. Equipment normally is limited by the Digimon's level. So normally for like really, really strong equipment, you need to be like level 50 or something. Nope. This legendary equipment only requires you to be level 10.
What the fuck, man?
Broke. Anyway. And like I said, there is no equipment in the game that's more powerful than that. and if you know the password, they literally just hand it to you in the beginning. So yeah, broke.
What the hell, man?
In which case, we got these Digimon, so let's go ahead and convert them. So now I will go ahead and say, I'm sure you guys have already noticed the little artworks that I posted there on the side, showing the party. I'm not going to be posting the Digimon, even if I have Digimon in my party that, just happen to be there, that doesn't mean they're going to be in the final team. That also said, though, one of those 3 Digimon that you see on the left currently is not going to be in the final party. Meaning that at some point, they are going to go.
Okay.
Now we have Sukamon. We got shit. Yay. That said, I should also mention... Well, no, you know what? I'll save it. I'll save it for when we get to that game.
Okay.
Now, if you really want to break the game, here's a free Mega for you. Mirage Galgamon. Now, Mirage Galgamon is actually the Mega form of Galmon, who was finally brought into this game. Because if you recall, in Digimon World DS, yes, Galmon was there, but he could only go up to Ultimate to mock Galgamon.
Is there a reason why this Digimon and the first one, they're like 8-bit?
They're just dots. That's kind of their gimmick. I don't know why. They're just dots.
Just connect the dots. You'll figure it out.
But technically all the Digimon are dots. They're fucking pixels. And what are pixels? Dots!
These pixels are even more pixely. Yeah, I don't know either. So what we're gonna go ahead and be doing for the rest of this part actually is So here's the thing: Thriller Ruins and Chip Forest, we're never actually required to go to. So because of that, I'm gonna go ahead and go through a quick run through of each area, get all the items that are in these areas, as well as show off the Digimon that you can encounter here.
Okay.
So that first Pokemon. We're playing Pokemon Moon, by the way. No.
My favorite Pokemon, Pagumon.
Yeah, that was Pagumon, and in training Digimon, and this is Kakuamon, a rookie machine Digimon. So what you're gonna be seeing me do is actually go ahead and grab the scan data and convert a lot of these Digimon. I'll explain why I'm doing that a bit later into the Let's Play, but even though I'm not really going to be using a lot of these Digimon, there is a method to my madness. However, one of these two Digimon that we just encountered is going to be a part of the main team. Spoiler warning, it's not Kokuamon.
Okay.
Because Kokuamon can't even go Mega. It literally can only turn into one champion, and that champion can only turn into one ultimate, and that's it. It's as far as it goes.
Oh. Alright.
Oh, yes, the lovely gate discs. Our escape ropes. We don't need to actually find an exit to leave. Also, there's a nifty little feature. If you drag on the screen, you can actually look for what's ahead of you. So that way, and you can do that to avoid running into dead ends and shit like that.
Oh, that's actually nice.
Yeah. Anyway, off screen, I went ahead and grabbed the scan data. So let's get these Digimon. Let's first get the Kokuamon. Digi-convert. We got a stun gun. His name is Mr. Smile.
Okay.
Anyway, now for the actual, new member of our team. Pagumon.
Hey.
You guys may remember this little guy from Digimon World DS. He was the little shit that gave us issues. Though this time around, his Digivolution line is much different. And as for his name is Satanalio.
Oh.
Satanalio?
Satanale. I get the reference, PJ.
Well, the reference will make even more sense once he reaches his final form. So there you go.
I'm sure it will, but it's like, knowing you, I know exactly where you're getting that name from.
I'm gonna take a wild guess, and it's like, is it like some kind of Persona 5 reference?
Yeah.
What would make you think that?
It's the name of like the ultimate persona of the main protagonist. So it's like,
oh, okay, because only BJ knew about it, and you, Danny, you knew about it. So I'm thinking, okay, what's a series that I'm not familiar with, but those two are quite familiar with? Oh, right, Persona 5.
Yeah.
In which case, this Candlemon here. Word of advice.
Litwick.
Yeah, Litwick before Litwick. Digimon did it first! Anyway, I should mention, if you're going to be doing some little tricks that I'm going to be doing, I highly recommend, and if you did not pick the starter pack that had Skull Greymon in it, definitely pick up a Candlemon. Because, I forget what the other Digimon was that was in that pack with Skull Greymon, but, if you picked Skull Greymon, it would degenerate into a Black Agumon, which, this early in the game, is the only dragon-type Digimon you can get. This early in the game, anyway. So there's a very specific reason why I say that, and we'll be seeing that next part.
Okay.
Oh, alright.
Anyway, let's unlock further into the Thriller Ruins. And look, see, that's why I love that slide feature. That way led to a dead end. I could have very easily just walked that way and wasted my time, but instead I could just drag the screen and get there much faster. Anyway, here's Vilemon. Here are the champion level Digimon that we ran into in the beginning of the game. And actually, what's interesting is that Vilemon is actually the champion form of one of the champion forms that Pagumon can become. So if you'd rather your Digimon start a little stronger and you're willing to grind a little more, you can just grind for a Vilemon instead.
Oh.
It's either or. As you can see, with it. Let's get Solarmon out of there. And also something you actually probably see there is that I forget if this was a feature in Digimon World DS or not, but Digimon actually do have secondary abilities that involve support buffs to their adjacent partners. Certain Digimon will actually give certain support buffs to their partners. Like, as we can see there, Lunamon gives defensive buffs, Falcomon gives speed buffs, and things and as such as like that. So it's also pretty nifty. It's like and this is one of those things that, because as you can see, obviously, you can set around what Digimon are in what of the 5 spots, but in reality, and I know this might be a little bit more risky considering that there are a lot more moves that can hit multiple multiple spots that are adjacent to each other. I just find it so much more useful to keep the Digimon next to each other in the center. Because not only is that more efficient for healing items, but yeah, they also get those support boosts, which they wouldn't normally get if they weren't next to each other. So, there you go.
Oh.
So are these like support buffs? Like, are they like passive abilities?
They're effectively passive abilities, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, now we're entering our first instance of a chaos area. Chaos areas are they're scattered all across the different levels of the digital worlds. They're effectively just areas that will allow you to kind of either progress through the level even more, or possibly go into different areas entirely. Like, I think they're explained to be some kind of glitch in the system. As you can clearly see, we're literally inside the system.
Are they random? Like, is it random or is this like planned? Like, you have to go through here.
In this case, you have to, because there is actually a whole different area of Thriller Ruins, and you have to go through this chaos area in order to get there.
Okay.
And here is said extra area. It's a mansion. And there actually are Digimon that live in this area that are, that only live in this area, of course. And that's a dead end. Fuck my life.
Well,
look at the bones.
And there it is, Dracmon.
He's just happy to see you.
I'm definitely going to be getting a Dracmon. Not for the final team, technically. He will be contributing to the final team, but he won't actually be in the final team. What do I mean by that? We'll see much, much later on. In the long run, I should say.
Oh, okay.
He is just the cutest little devil, though, isn't he?
Oh, I agree.
Fakumon, you look so out of place. God damn it.
It's like hipster 8-bit bitch.
Oh god.
And that's our first roadblock. So if we want to continue farther into the Thriller Ruins, we got to go through this chaos area. Because for some reason there's a freaking firewall in that area that we can't get over there that we couldn't get past. Don't know why that was there, but whatever. Full repairs. Those think of those as like full restores, kind of. Like they heal. They completely heal HP, MP, and status conditions. They're effectively just mega heals. I don't know. Is there like a true term for that in terms of RPG logic?
What, stuff that like heals like full health?
Full health and magic points.
In Final Fantasy, those are called elixirs.
Okay. Well, as Pagumon has reached his full aptitude, he can no longer level up until he digivolves or degenerates. As you can see, he's an entraining Digimon. He cannot degenerate, so he can only digivolve. And the only Digimon he can become is Devimon. As you saw, he also can become Impmon, but he couldn't become that because you needed to be level 15 in order to become Impmon. And at where he was currently, he could only reach level 12. So, and if you want to get Impmon from Pagumon, you need to let him become Devimon first. Which Devimon is okay. I mean, he becomes Devimon and Myotismon and Venom Myotismon, you know, the main bad guys from the first season.
Yeah, really.
Oh, well. Now we are in the other half of the mansion of the Thriller Ruins, and that's a dead end.
Well, It's like, ah, man, I just keep running into those.
This pretty much is the rest of the thriller ruins. Like, once we enter this next room, I don't believe there's any other Digimon that we can encounter up to this point. So, let's just leave. And we'll head over to check out the Chip Forest. But not before doing just a couple more Digi conversions. So now I should also mention, as you saw there were very few Digimon there, and they were all fairly lackluster. You know, kind of similar to how the opening levels in Digimon World DS was. There is a bit of a difference, though. More Digimon and more powerful Digimon actually will appear in these areas, depending on how many side quests you do. I should also mention, sorry, Danny. We are doing every single side quest in this game.
As long as they're not as fucking tedious as they are in Yokai Watch.
Don't worry, because here's the thing. Some side quests are fairly required in order to be able to progress through the main story. You do have to do a few. That also said, though, thanks to editing magic, a single... Unless there's a battle involved, which more often than not there usually is, a side quest shouldn't take no longer than a few minutes.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like, again... Because again, that was one of my biggest beefs with Yokai Watch. It was just, you know, there's so many side quests, but they're all so goddamn tedious. And it's, let alone, you're just doing the same fetch quests over and over again, just with a different coat of paint. And it wears on you after a while, you know?
It's kind of the same here, to be honest, though. I will say that, because there can be some fetch quests that you can do here, which is majority what they are. Like, here's how the side quests normally work, and we'll be seeing that. Well, we're going to be seeing how side quests work after we defeat Sunken Tunnel. Effectively, how side quests work is once you accept the quest, you go find the Digimon in the city, talk to them. They'll tell you where to go and what they want. You go and sometimes they'll either ask you just to go find an item. Other times they'll go ask you to go meet up with a Digimon. And more often than not, if they're asking you to go meet up with a Digimon, you're going to have to fight said Digimon. Rinse and repeat with different coats of paint. Luckily, thanks to editing magic, we won't be seeing, you know, they're going to be going really fast.
That's good.
Okay. Good to know.
In which case, we saw a couple of Digimon that are exclusive to Chip 4. So we saw Mushroomon, a rookie level Digimon. We saw Kokomon, an in-training level Digimon, which is now the proper in-training Digimon to Lopmon. That was Kunemon, you know, an Insectoid level Digimon. If you want to get Wormmon early, Kunemon's a good one to get, because Wormmon can degenerate into Minomon, which can then digivolve into Wormmon.
Okay.
And I believe Minomon can also digivolve into Tentomon, but you don't need to do that because there's one right there.
Speaking of which...
Tentomon's actually fairly decent, because he's actually fairly bulky, which makes sense, because he has that big shell on, so...
Oh, yeah. I'm fine, but there's one question. Who's Tentomon?
As you saw there, Lunamon was the Kaguya was the only one doing any damage, because on top of her being just the strongest member of our team, you know, I also gave her the legendary equipment. So of course she's just gonna be breaking shit.
Sorry, this bug is broken. I don't know how to fix it.
In which case, there are a few more Digimon that we can actually get here within Chip Forest. And like, obviously, getting these Digimon will be good if you want to get other Digimon that maybe aren't accessible just yet. Like, here's Kumamon. If you did not pick the team with Galgamon and get Galmon, but you want a Galmon, you can get Kumamon, who can degenerate into Wanyamon, who can then digivolve into Galmon.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a bit of variety that the game actually does allow you to start off with.
Yeah, I'm kind of liking this new variety in this game.
Yeah, because like I mentioned before, like if you want Black Agumon early, you can go get a Candlemon. Let me think. If Dracmon, I don't think Dracmon gets you anything right now. But yeah, if you want Galmon early, you can go fight Kumamon. Tentomon or Kunamon. Yeah, either one of those. And if you want Warmmon early, you can get one of them. Here we have Gaborimon, who, if you want Gabumon early, you can get Gaborimon, because Gaborimon can degenerate into Sunomon.
Oh.
So if you want an early Gabumon, there he is right here. There he is right there. Mushmon. I know Mushmon can degenerate. Oh, I think Mushmon can degenerate into Budmon, who can then digivolve into a different form of, like a green Kunamon, but he can also become Lalamon if you want Lalamon early. So there's a bit of variety here. Like, in terms of, like, your starting Digimon anyway, you know what, let me quickly look up, because we only have a little bit of time left here. Let me quickly look up the packs that you could have chosen, since we kind of ignored that in the first part, to give you an idea what Digimon you would have been starting off with if there were other Digimon that you would have preferred.
See, it's like, I like the idea of, like, giving you the wide variety and everything to choose from at the very beginning. I mean, that's definitely a nice perk. Of course, pretty much it's rendered moot now because you got all that legendary gear and everything, so who gives a shit? You're just gonna wreck everything.
Well, I mean, it just depends on, what your favorite Digimon. Like, in this case, I prefer what Solarmon will be able to to turn into, so that's why I chose that. In which case, the other packs. So there was the attacking pack, which I mentioned also had Skullgreymon. It also has Black Were-Garurumon. But when they turn into rookies, Skullgreymon will turn into Black Agumon, which you'll be able to also get early from Candlemon, and then Were-Garurumon will actually turn into Gaborimon, which will allow you to get. So really, the attacking pack probably is the least quintessential, unless you really just want those Digimon specifically really early without having to grind for them, because otherwise they will just get you. You can't find those pretty quickly. The defensive pack would start you off with Kiramon and Mega Kabuterimon. Or Mega Kabuterimon obviously would just turn into Tentomon, which you can get right here anyway. But Kiramon can turn into Kurisaramon, which is a Digimon we actually can't get for a little while, so that's actually good to do if you want to get that now. And then the pretty pack will turn, which consists of Pandamon and Lilymon. Lilymon turning into Palmon, and Pandamon turning into Kumamon. Again, Kumamon you can get this early, and Lilymon or Palmon you can also get this early because you can find Tanamon in the chip forest. So, in reality, the only two packs in Dusk anyway that would give you Digimon super early that you wouldn't already be able to get within those first areas are the balance pack for Solarmon and the defensive pack for Kurisaramon. Now, I guess I may as well go ahead and go over the Dawn starters as well, since this is already up here. For Dawn, the balance pack in Dawn is for Rise Greymon and Anjawomon, which would start you off with Agumon and Salamon. I believe actually both those Digimon, because here's the thing. In Dawn version, you do start off with the chip forest and Thrilly Ruins as well, but you don't also get Sunken Tunnel. Whereas Sunken Tunnel is the first level you're required to go to in Dusk. The level you're required to go to in Dawn is actually Login Mountain, which will unlock in Dusk version a little bit later. And in Login Mountain, there's Digimon like Vmon or Armadillomon, Hawkmon, Tokomon, Gatsumon, Monodramon, things like that. So yeah, Agumon and Salamon you can get super early. Then there's the attacking pack, which would be Growlmon and Mega Seadramon, which would grant you Guilmon and Snow Agumon, also two Digimon you can get super early that way. There's the speed pack, which would grant you Airdramon and Cinduramon, which would turn into Monodramon and Muchomon. Muchomon was really the only one you'd be getting super early because you can get Monodramon at the beginning of Dawn. And then there's the Japanese pack, which would get you Repamon and Cinduramon again. What? That can't be right. That can't be right. But pretty much, if you're getting the Japanese pack, the rookies you would effectively be starting off with would be Kudamon and Biomon, who are 2 more Digimon you also can't get super early. So really the Dawn starter packs kind of do start you off in a little bit better of a position to get Digimon that you already can't get in the beginning. But regardless, those are your options. And next time we meet, will be me showing off another mechanic of the game to, and I kid you not, be getting my full final party in the next part. We'll see you then.
Well, okay then.